Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. On the bench here at the moment, I've had this actually on the bench for a little while now. Just one of those things I haven't got round to fixing, so I thought it was about time I got it off the bench, made myself a bit of space. It's a little Dynatron Tourist. Now I bought a couple of these as spares or repair. This one probably was the worst of the two. Didn't work at all. Few issues. One was this big lump here that I should have put that back on, shouldn't I? Basically holds this bracket for the antenna. It was just not making connection whatsoever. So I've resoldered that. I've added a couple tags on where the track was broken, but still couldn't get it working. The volume control, as you can see, I've cobbled up a volume control at the moment. I've just soldered that into the place where the other one went. Now the original volume control is here. I'll talk about that in a second. But as I say, I had the volume control working. I knew the radio was okay. I could get a signal so far on it, but I had no continuity along this outer track, which I think, I'm not sure, is it the earth on this one or is it the positive rail? Anyway, yeah, although it didn't look broken in any way, I tested continuity between all these different points and got nothing in between here. So all I had to do was just re-tin that track, and lo and behold, it burst into life. So a little bit of a head scratcher, that one, but I did get it up and running. Now the other issue was the internals of the switch were broken. So this is a Rotary. You can't get these anywhere. If anyone knows where you can get them, then just let me know, because I don't know what to do. Well, I do know what to do. So basically what I've done is I've stripped this down, and there was the spring snapped off. What I'll try and do is just pop some pictures, because I've taken some photos of the inside, what I've done on this one. But basically I've got a strip of brass in there that I've bent, some really hard brass, and that has revived my switch. The only problem I've got is I've still got no continuity, because the carbon track was broken on it. Now I super glued it back on and butted it up really tight, but it just wasn't making contact. So what I've gone and done is I bought some of this stuff, electric paint. I know you can get graphite pens and all the rest of it, but I thought this would probably be more of a permanent fix. Being the track's okay, it just needs rejoining on the end. So it's a little bit like electric glue as well, I suppose. So I'm going to disassemble this again, because I've soldered the pin back in the middle. I need to desolder that, pull it all apart, and then I'm going to put some of this paint on the track. So bear with me and I'll let you know how I get on. Okay, I've just desoldered the top of that. Is that going to focus? There we go. Just desoldered the top of that so you can see the track here. This is what is broken. Now, as I say, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it, does it? But actually this both these ends are broken. You may be able to see that. No, you probably won't. Basically, where these rivets are, that piece has come detached. As I say, I have super glued it back. I've just got to now put a little bit of paint in around these areas. See if I can get it conducting again. Just to prove it's not there. This is a famous test, isn't it? It's probably going to work now. But it definitely wasn't conducting. Let's see if I've got any continuity there. Nope, nothing there. There. There's just no continuity between those two pins at all. So bear with me. I'm going to first time I've used this stuff, so I'm going to probably do it on a little bit of paper and use a cocktail stick to just spread it on, rather than messing with the tip. bit of the paint. So I'm going to get my magnifier in the way for a second. I just want to right, I painted it. So I managed to paint the little spacer in the side, so I'm going to pop that one out. I'll show you pretty much what I've done inside. As you can see there's a little piece of brass that I've bent and hooked in, just so as this switch here operates. I have tested it, so the switch is working. So there we are. I'm going to leave that to set off, to even it out a little bit, to hopefully that will be the track repaired. Probably need to go over it and smooth it off a little bit first, but yeah, I'll put it back together and we'll see if it works once it dries. Right, while that's drying, I just thought I'd quickly show you. I'm on the 200 kiloohms scale on my multimeter, so I've just got a little bit of this paint on the paper here that I just painted on while I was doing the track. So let's have a look. Look, we've got 10.6k across that. Look, closer I get, the lower the resistance. Yeah, so that's pretty amazing stuff. Fingers crossed it'll do the trick on this this one. It is water washable as well, so if you make a mistake with it you can just wash it back off again. Yeah, I've got 17k across that track now, so that should work, I hope. Otherwise it'll have to go in the spares bin waiting for another switch, because can't really use it like that. I'll also drill a big hole in the back and have that sticking out of it, which is going to look shocking. And just for the sake of making it work, I don't think it's worth ruining the radio. I can imagine it would it would poke out about there somewhere. In fact, the board wouldn't even go, the back wouldn't even go on, because this is pretty flush with the back piece. So yeah, can't leave it like that. I could, I suppose, have it external, but no, it can't stay like that. It does prove it works, but that's about it. Anyway, we'll wait for this to go off, and I'll put it all back together and give it a try. Okay, well, it's back together. I wet a cotton bud and just ran around the track, removed some of the bumpy bits. As I say, the centre pin had to come out. I've resoldered that in underneath, because this bottom tag is only held on by that centre pin. So this pin here is electrically connected to the top layer, and the other two are the track. So yeah, pretty tricky work that. Just got to pop the top back on it now, and then we're pretty much good to go. I can try it back in the radio, so bear with me, I'm going to get that back on. Okay, welcome back. Got the switch back in the Dynatron. Unfortunately, not a success. The switch mechanism is not really working. It's clicking now, which it wasn't before, but it's not 100% switching it off, it's just going to minimum volume. If I sort of keep it in between the two settings, it will stay off, but yeah, unfortunately a little bit of a fail, that one. What I'm going to try and do now is a quick alignment on this one. I've got the original service manual for this from Dynatron, which is quite nice to have. In there is all the circuit diagrams, board layout, and most importantly the alignment instructions. So I'm going to be following along first of all the IF circuit. I've got my Marconi, it's a radio communications test set really, I suppose, aimed at the transceiver market, but it should have all the features on it that I need to align this one. So basically it's saying I should have 30% modulation, 400 at 400 CS's, that's cycles per second, so I believe that is just hertz. So I've got 30% modulation set up on my test set here, 40 hertz 400 hertz modulation, and I've got a generator frequency which is asking for 470 kilocycles per second, which is kilohertz, and across medium wave coupling coil L2, and on the back of the board there you'll notice I've just soldered a couple 0.1 microfarad capacitors. They want one of those connected to each of the generator leads just to isolate it, I suppose, from the generator. Adjust the input level to give an output not exceeding 50 milliwatts. Okay, so at the moment I'm on 0 millivolts, milliwatts. Oh, strange. Anyway, I'm going to connect it up and see how we get on. AF voltage, we don't need to worry about that. So let's connect in, and you are supposed to use an output meter for this, which I haven't got. That usually goes in place of the speaker. I am going to build one actually, I've got a circuit for one. So let's pop some power on. So that's your what a racket. I don't appear to have anything on that. So modulation on. Cyanide we don't need. Distortion. Generator frequency 470 across medium wave coupling coil L2 via 2 capacitors. We've done that. Adjust the input level to give an output not exceeding 50. So it won't go up and down. I'm sure there's something up with this meter, you know. But, okay, leave it with me. I'm just going to sort out. I've got to increase the AF voltage on it. This is the issue. Okay, welcome back. I just could not get my head around that other signal generator at all. I need to get my head in the book. This is my old faithful Farnell. It's not brilliant. It needs calibrating really, but at least I know pretty much how to use this. So I've got it all hooked up now. I've got my two capacitors on the across L. Which one is it in the book? Across L2. So pretty much just got to inject the signal in and adjust it to give maximum output. Well, I've got luckily I've got an AF meter on this one as well, which is quite nice. So as I feed the signal in, it'll measure it on the AF meter, and I can just adjust the cores accordingly. I have actually gone through and done this, so I've cheated a little bit because I just wanted to make sure it would work. But anyway, let's pop the carrier on. Just tune to somewhere. So I'm injecting 470 kilohertz in. Stick them fairly. very high signaling first. Yeah, these cores aren't brilliant. That one's jammed. Oh dear. I'm getting a bit more on them. Level back a bit more. This first one, I'm going to break that if I mess with it. It's jammed solid. That's come up quite a bit actually, so let's pop it back off again and have a listen to what it's doing now.
Shortly after. Exeter collided with the back of a truck. He was described as being critically ill and airlifted to Dynatron Hospital. Diversions are in place and there'll be more on that in the travel news in a few moments. David Cameron has said he should take his advisors for the way he does.
It's not much on medium wave, unfortunately, on this little radio. It won't pick up a lot, but it's got some weird switch that goes across and tunes you onto long wave. But anyway, that's another story.
Labour is demanding Mr Cameron makes a statement about his personal finances when Parliament returns from today. Corbyn said the journalist who discovered that the Archbishop of Canterbury's father was not his mother's husband.
There we are.
Says he took the news bravely.
So at least that one works. I've got 4 signal generators in here actually. Good old Marconi one at the top which works perfectly, but he only goes down as far as 10 megahertz, so unfortunately I can't use that one. And I've got a Hewlett-Packard back there, and the Marconi in this one. But I say I've had this one for years, and I've messed about with it, but it's it does some strange stuff. And I cannot for the life of me find a manual on it anywhere. It's a Farnell CTS 520 communications test set, but there's lots of stickers on it. It only reads to 80 megahertz max, 60 to 520 is faulty, the modulation meter under reads by 7%, so it's it does need looking at, but it's beyond me, so I won't be messing with that. But yeah, anyway, there we are. I'm just going to have a look through the instructions now for the RF alignment, so bear with me. Okay, I'm playing with the RF alignment now. Unfortunately, that is the noise my video camera's making. Let's just turn the power supply off to that. God, it's a nightmare this. So I've just secured the ferrite core with a bit of insulation tape, because I'm going to need to move that one, because at the moment it's not. It was actually fixed by some horrible old insulation tape that's gone all manky. Anyway, I've got a inducting coil just made up with a few turns of wire hooked up to my signal generator. I've got 700 kilohertz input on it, 30% modulation still. So I'm going to hit the carrier on. Anyway. Now I've got to adjust this coil. Just turn the level down a bit. Just turn up a fraction. That's about maximum there. I'm going to move this one as well. Surprising how sensitive the coil is actually. I didn't realise they were quite this sensitive. It's about maximum there. Let's just tweak that one again, see if it does anything more. Knock it back a bit. Move the coil. Nope. It's very sensitive. Try that one again. Now that's the best I'm going to get it. See what I'll know with that tape for a minute. Get rid of that. Well, that certainly brought it up a bit. Anyway, I'm pleased with that. Yeah, there we are. AF and RF alignment. As I say, unfortunately, it will switch off. Oh dear. Anyway, I could try and pull that switch apart again, but I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it because the piece was broken inside. But there. That's the only two. With a scale rotated fully anti-clockwise, adjust the oscillator trimmer and the aerial trimmer at 1500 meters. They are in underneath the ferrite. Oh, hang on, no, they're not there. They might have a go at that. Let's try that as well then. Might as well do it all. Scale rotated fully anti-clockwise. Oh, that'll be the long wave bit. So let's try that. So 200 kilocycles. I'm going the wrong way here. That should be 200 kilohertz. Let's give that a go as well then. Let's get a bit more suitable screwdriver. I don't really want to put one of my ceramic ones in there. Welcome back. Unfortunately the video cut out when I was doing that. That's basically what I did. I had my little makeshift coil here again. and this particular radio, when you switch it all the way around, it makes contact with a little circuit board here and a little contact that switches it to long wave, and it's only got one frequency, and that is radio 4. And it was non-existent before I started. All I had was just a load of hiss there. Yeah, 1500 meters, 200 kilocycles a second, or 200 hertz, kilohertz even, which is radio 4. So let's just quickly show you again. Let's put this one back on. I've just got the glue gun heating up to seal that aerial coil. So again, I've got my little coil set up. I've taken the capacitors off now, off the bottom, because I don't need that for this particular bit of the job. So I'll just demonstrate this if I can. I'm going to put my coil in, and the screws that I'm adjusting are these two. I don't know if you can see actually in underneath there, can you? Very well. You actually can't see at all. Just let me pause the camera, I'll see if I can get it in a bit closer. Okay, so this is the, I'm not sure which one is which without digging into the circuit diagram, but basically this is the two trimmers. One is the oscillator and the other one is the aerial trimmer. I think, looking at it, this one's the aerial trimmer, that one would be the oscillator. So I've got to adjust both of those basically for maximum signal. So let's hook it back up again to the power. It's all a bit Heath Robertson this. Probably collapse any second. Let's hook it back up to the power. As I say, this is a 9-volt sat. Uses an OPP4, I think it is, which is a strange looking, looks like a C cell but a little bit smaller. Not something I've got, that one. So, power. Let's put a bit of volume on it. Now I've got to switch it over to the long waves position, which is all the way on this. You can hear I've got radio 4 now. That wasn't there before. So all I've got to do is adjust these two for maximum reading again. So that way it is off.
The referendum to set up the London Mayor, the referendum to set up the Scottish Parliament in the first place.
This one's a bit stiff actually.
The original European referendum, which some people will remember, 1975. Every year the government has set out its view. That has always been the convention. And we've done it this time because people have said, we want more information about this. And if you look at the leaflet, which is going to be delivered in the next few days, you will see that it is very restrained. It does not make wide. It sets out the facts, it sets out the argument, and it sets out why government is recommending a Remain vote. But in the end, this is not, as Stigley said, some elite decision-making body. In the end, it's a decision for everybody. Everybody in this church, everybody listening to this program, to make their own judgment and make their own decision.
Frankfield.
There we are.
My position is similar to Digby's about whether we should leave or not. I'm a reluctant.
Sorry about the racket doing that, but there we are. Well done.
Seems a little later on. But to answer Jules' question.
So as I say, I'm just going to glue gun the aerial coil back on. I'm going to check the alignment again once I've done that. So let's wipe some of that goo off. Just hit it from the other side as well. Hold it in place and wait for that to go off, and then I'll do it again on the on this side. There. That'll do it. So
with the lost pathos down the pub?
Well, I didn't have time to celebrate my 60th birthday, so I think I'm going to... on this 61 area with a silent...
there we are. Medium wave working. Over to long wave. Huh. And put some switch cleaner in that because that's not the best contact.
will be relegated this afternoon if they get a worse result against Bournemouth than Norwich get at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, pleased with that anyway.
Without a win in 6.
Right, I'm continuing to put this back together. I just thought I'd let you join me quickly just for one final thing. Put the front back on now. Dial's back on. Nice little nifty dial. I'm not going to restore this one yet because of the fact this volume switch has had it. But what I am going to quickly do is pop, if I can find it, what have I done with that? Totally disappeared, look. It's amazing how stuff disappears in this place. Where did I put that to then? Just get that out. Ah, there we are. Ha. Yeah, what I'm going to need to do, unfortunately, as these aren't available anymore, is I'm going to need to pop a PP... What is it? PP3. These PPs are just too many of them. So yeah, I'm going to need to pop a PP3 lead in there. Which is a shame, as I say, but point is this staying in there because they're no longer manufactured. What I might do is just heat shrink them and just stick them inside there somewhere, out of sight. Yeah, it's a shame to cut them off, really. Go through a clamp there as well, so just pop these off then. I know where that one goes, but I'm not 100% on this one, so let's pull that one through. Cool. Just help that through. There we go. So I know where that one goes. I've just got to be careful that I get this black one in the right place. I'm just going to pop that one through and solder it on so I know exactly where it's got to go. Do have a fresh solder on there. Hope it on its way. Yuck. Got a lot of solder on that was. Let's tin this one out. There he is. Let's pull that black one out of the way. You just snip the end off of that, he won't go through. Bit of a stretch, this one. These are pre-tinned, these actually, but you know. Just going to check we haven't got a bridge there. No, that's fine. Alright, just pop a battery in.
Retro archive.
Yeah, that fits quite snugly in there, so let's make sure the back will go on. Yeah, there's plenty interfering with it.
There is a worldwide shortage of medical professionals.
Noble picks out fire. Glorious control for fire.
But we said, yeah. Then a bit later on he rang up and said,
That's better.
and, they have to have a commitment, you know. And so we...
On Rock and a Cow Farm, Still Thor and Jack Sherwood.
Something's still interfering with that. There we are. Little Dynatron Tourist. Thank you for watching.